Hi, I am back again with your July property market roundup. Let's have a look and talk about what's been going on over the last month in the Wembley property market. I know you're excited, I can tell. Right, so buyer activity this month has remained really high, just as it was in June, and it's continued as we had anticipated it would do. And we expect to see that trend go on throughout August and maybe even into September. So let's just have a little bit of a look at the data. Over the last 12 months, 220 properties have sold in the Wembley property market. If you compare that with the same period for 2018 to 2019, 363 properties sold. So that's 143 properties less have sold this year. However, that really is to be expected to a certain extent if you think about the property market being basically frozen for 2 months where nothing happened. So very few properties were exchanging and completing, no new property deals were being agreed, and nothing could happen. I also think that these figures are probably a little bit skewed because there's still a lag in land registry data, so we'll have to keep looking back at what's been going on over the next couple of months as land registry and solicitors catch up with those transfer documents, because that typically takes a little bit of time after a completion has actually happened. So the records as we have them at the moment are those figures. And we'll have a look at the average house price. So the average sold house price now in Wembley is $456,000. And that is a 7% increase on the same period in the previous 12 months. Now these sales that have happened, the 220, break down as follows. There are 11 detached houses sold, an average of 800,000. 78 semis stand out, most popular category. It also is the largest property stock that we've got in Wembley, semi-detached houses, typically 1930s built. They average 558,000. There were 55 terraced houses sold at 487,000, and coming in a close second at the most popular property in Wembley is flats at 76 flats with a £279,000 average. Now, it isn't a coincidence that those figures are all rounded up. I have rounded them up for you. It isn't just that our averages are all nice, neat, round figures. They're not, but it's just much easier to read out round figures. So, as I mentioned earlier, average house prices are at 456,000. And looking at buyer activity's remained high. In fact, Rightmove's reported that year-on-year buyer inquiries over the whole country are up 75% since the 1st of July. Wow. That means property market is hot. And I would say that this has probably only increased in light of the stamp duty announcement earlier this year? Well, I'm wishing the year away. Earlier this month, or earlier last month in July, when Rishi Sunak announced the stamp duty holiday, Rightmove reported after that, within 30 minutes, a 22% increase in traffic. Wow. So it's a strong market at the moment, and sellers are seeing this as a great opportunity to get moving, because where they were previously looking at houses thinking, I might not quite be able to stretch to that, my dream home's just, it's just a little bit out of reach. Now they're thinking, maybe, with this stamp duty, I can make that, I can reach for that forever home, for that next step. Whatever it is they're looking for, they're confident now that they can get to that. And it's also really good for buyers, because buyers have got more money in their pocket. They can either use that to put towards a deposit, meaning they need to borrow less and therefore have a lower loan to value and get a better rate on their mortgage, or they can think about buying a doer-upper, where perhaps before they were thinking, let me just buy something and I can move in with my suitcases. Now they've got a bit more money in their pocket to make it their own home, and perhaps buy something where they can see themselves for a little bit longer, or something that's just a little bit more of a stretch for them. But we do need to be cautious. We need to exercise a certain level of caution, because remember, the market's still price sensitive. Buyers have limits on what they can borrow and what they've got in a deposit, okay? So they are being cautious because, like I said, they've got a limit on what they can borrow, and the economic outlook over the next couple of years is fairly uncertain. So buyers don't want to put themselves in a situation where they're not going to be able to afford their mortgages. So it's really, really important. I'm pleading with you, anybody who's putting their house on the market now, think about what you're putting it on for. Look at what else is being sold in your road, in the surrounding roads. Don't overprice yourself. Your house might be the best house on that road, but you need to be cautious. You need to make sure that you're keeping your property on at the right level. There is competition in the marketplace, so make sure you're attractively pricing your property, because you've got a time limit here. If you want to benefit from your buyers having stamp duty benefits and yourself for your next step having a stamp duty benefit, you need to get your property on the market as soon as possible, and you need to find a buyer by the autumn, because it is typically taking 19 weeks to complete on a sale from the point of sale agreed. So time is running out. March seems like a long time away, the end of March, but we all know time flies, right? Time flies when you're having fun or when you're trying to sell a property. Weeks go by like that. So get your house on the market, put it on the market at the right price, and find yourself that buyer and move on to your next dream home. If you need any help with this, give me a shout. I'm Abigail from Gray & Co. I'm on 0208 903 3909. I would love to help you move. We've been helping people move in Wembley since 1991, and I would like to continue doing that. So if you need me, there are my numbers. Or if you just want an update on what's going on in the local property market, we've got some lovely bespoke reports that we can send out to you. So just drop me a line. Thanks. Till next month. I'll see ya.